Is the strongest Florest good? The short answer is that it's entertaining watching the main character Jaeho grow. He starts from a seedling level 1, but doesn't worry about leveling up as much as his friends do. Instead, Jaeho constantly assists the NPCs and gets unique wonderful rewards for doing so, like receiving the statuses and locations of rare plants for example, or imbuing plant effects into clothing accessories. Although he is a powerful man, he's still a low-level player with abilities that mostly affect the flora surrounding him. The long answer is that the strongest Florest is just fun to read. It's about a guy who doesn't want to follow in his father's footsteps. Jaeho wants to follow his passion of owning a flower shop, but with allergies, his face always looking angry to everyone else, and his father wanting him to become a powerful MMA fighter, Jaeho would just look like the thug running the petite flower shop down the street. He looks intimidating on the outside, and he smiles like a villain, but he's actually a softie on the inside, and he's very shy. I know how hard it is to follow dreams. And it's funny. One generation tells the previous generation that they won't earn enough from a passion project. It would be better to spend less time on your passions and become a doctor, or an accountant, or to follow in your family's footsteps. They're all solid and needed job positions, but when they do that, they mostly hate their life afterwards. Then they have kids. They give the same speech to their kid, completing the cycle of this problem all over again. Those that break from the loop are the famous people that you see online all the time. They started by breaking their cycle. So when Jaeho sees the many ads for the brand new game, New World, he believes it'll be a secret that he runs a small flower shop in a game all about action and monsters. What he doesn't know is that he will soon be the first player to become a king player in the game, rivaling other kingdoms. A lot of people are learning that New World isn't just a simple game about fighting monsters. The landscape, plants, and the NPCs all feel real. It's almost too real that you can have a conversation with an NPC and not get any loops or errors while they're talking to you. But Jaeho is here because he wants to stop and smell the roses. Maybe sell them for fun as well. Jaeho makes his username alias Althea, so I will call him that in the digital world. Then he prepares to load into the worst place for a beginning player, despite his friend begging him to teleport into the desert, the easiest spot for a starter character. Jaeho refuses and makes his starter location the dreaded Luxy Forest. Ooh. This place is so bad it's even worse than the forums say. Only idiots start here because they think they can talk to the elves. Their first quest to talk and befriend the elves should be easy, right? Wrong. The biggest problem is that the elves hate humans, which are the race that all players are. So nobody is getting brownie points because everyone is a human. Players in this place should make like a tree and leave. However, the monsters of the forest are a major reason noobs can't leave either. They can die so quickly here that the noobs created a group called the Forever Luxy Forest, because they know they will never escape this place. The only way out is to pay another player to escort you out of the hell you chose to call home. But Althea doesn't know that. Althea's flower brain just wanted to look at the pretty flowers. The first thing he does is not notice the danger around him and smell as many flowers as he can find in the forest. Allergies won't hold him back here. Althea just keeps observing and observing and observing. He spends so much time the game just gets bored and hands him a skill called botany. A useless skill made to observe useless flowers. It should be as fun as watching grass grow, but Althea's enthusiasm is definitely entertaining to watch. While he's looking at flowers, he keeps on getting power-ups to help him keep looking at more flowers, so that he can express his green thumb even more. It's like a joke video game giving you an achievement for doing random and useless tasks, then giving you another skill to make the useless random thing you did even more simple. This is exactly what I wanted, he screams joyfully. Althea is so ecstatic, he roars with happiness. While looking at flowers, Althea finds an unbloomed Eifeld's flower. The system calls it the eternally unblooming Eifeld's flower. Althea, unsure of what to do for the little plant, decides to go and ask the elves for help. The elves see Althea as a threat, but after his botany skills, and a few dodge swings later, the elves start to welcome him in, especially after he talked about the unblooming flower in the forest. The elf elder Elda, that's a tongue twister, explains that if he can bloom the Eifeld's flower, he will become the next grower of life, the nickname they gave to the only human the elves ever trusted. Then, Althea will be able to follow the legacy the previous grower of life had entrusted to someone who loves plants as much as he did. The request is considered a legendary quest, one of a kind. If Althea finishes this quest, he will be famous, though Althea doesn't know this yet. But the New World developers are already being notified that Althea is the first player to find a legendary quest in their video game. I think the coolest message that the strongest Florest delivers is that your passions will eventually bring value, and that value can eventually bear fruit, pun intended. Players that do side quests will have enough experience to do whatever they want. Althea farms that experience by looking at flowers and gaining information. Althea can eventually gain trust with some of the strongest NPCs and build an everlasting relationship with them. Then he can use these connections to find people with as much passion as he does for nature. Althea's seemingly useless task he does for fun shows that even the most mundane tasks bear fruit eventually. It's kind of similar to how a YouTube channel on the internet, or an artist with many drawings, gets noticed when he makes 100 different drawings, but only one of those talentful works surprises and awes everyone, creating fans for his future works. Will Althea's fruits for observing give him enough skills to become the next grower of life and produce his flower shop? Stay tuned, everyone.